I'm in the budget module here. It's worth understanding the type of accounts that you can use in the budget control configuration. Now this is separate to accounts that you can put registration entries against, but the accounts that you can run the control. If we go into budget control configuration, you'll see that we have a list of accounts in the main accounts that we could use. Now you'll notice that there's total accounts, there's profit and loss accounts, there's expense accounts in the list that you can enable. Now this is separate to the dimensions, so if you look at the define parameters, you can pick one account structure that determines the dimensions that you can use. So this account structure will determine that I can use business unit, department, cost center, item, main account as the dimensions that you control on. But if you are going to use main accounts, then these are the list of the main accounts that you can use, and they're only of these certain types. So if we have a look, for example, you'll see the first account that I have is 119,999. Now, of course, if we have a look at the chart of accounts in the general ledger, that's not the first account in the ledger. Obviously, we've got an asset account here, for example. So if I put in a new account, I'll make it an expense type. So let's say 110,162, for example, test expense. Now you'll see if I make this an expense account, and we'll close that to save it, and I'll just refresh the list. So we'll see it in the list of main accounts, 110,162. Now if I go back to my budget control configurations and refresh this, then you'll see that we have the expense account in there. Now if I do the same, let's make a new account. We'll make it 163, but we'll make it an asset, for example. 63, so test asset. And so therefore we'll make it an asset account, and we'll close it out, and I'll see that it's there, so 163. Now if we go back to budget control and refresh, I'm not going to see the asset account. So that's something to consider when you're setting up budget control. There's only a certain set of accounts that you can use to control. So when you're looking at purchasing, for example, then category-based purchases that you're posting to an expense account, that works okay. If you're doing item-based purchases that you're using an item that you're going to stock, normally that's going to be an asset to bring that inventory on. So typically you wouldn't be able to control that item-based purchases through the budget control. So something you need to consider in terms of the types of accounts and how you might want to look at working around if you want to use the budget control process through, for example,